Alright, I saw people send this TikTok in Papa Guts Discord, and based on the very little I've seen, I was like, we have to react to this. This looks fucking crazy. Apparently, this video was taken down from TikTok, but thankfully, there is a re-upload of it. This was uploaded on March 22nd. It's almost 2 weeks old as of the time you're recording this. I'll check for sure. Yeah, about a week and a half old. This TikTok is a week and a half old, and I assume it's 2 weeks old because the original was taken down, but, yeah, we'll just watch. Sensitive topic, attraction to children. I can only imagine how this is gonna go.
This one's gonna be triggering for people. It will. It will. Okay.
This one's gonna be triggering for people, and she's girl, we're already, like, we're 5 seconds into this, and I'm already, uncomfortable. We're only 5 seconds into this react, and she's, like, smiling, talking about a potential attraction to children. I can't say I like the direction of where this TikTok is going.
Alright, so, there's something about my path, my journey, that I'm not necessarily, like, secretive about. Everyone in my life knows about it.
Why are you proud? Are you, like, proud of talking about it or something? Are you, like, happy that, like, you're attracted to children? It's seemingly, according to the sensitive topic, you're like, everybody knows about it.
I'm compulsively honest.
I don't think this is something that you should be compulsively honest about. I think you should be very quiet about it.
And open, and yeah. But I know that, like, saying it publicly, there's gonna be, like, backlash. And I'm like, that's only because people don't understand. And I'm like, well, I can explain from my perspective.
I don't know how to feel. Like, here's the thing, right? If you want to have, like, a real conversation about, like, non-offending pedophiles, there is a conversation for that, right? Like, I think that there can be paths to some form of treatment for people who have an attraction to children, because obviously you can't help it. Like, if you're attracted to prepubescent children, you're born with it. You can't help that shit. And so, like, if you're a non-offending, like, if you haven't interacted with CP, or you haven't tried to meet up with a kid to have sex with them, I think that there can be paths to recovery. You know, I'm sure, like, you could see a psychiatrist or a therapist, take some form of medication that effectively just turns off your sex drive permanently. I feel like that would be, like, the best form of treatment. But if we, at any point here in this video, that this, well, I assume a woman, because she comes across as feminine. I suppose they could be non-binary based on how they look. But if at any point we find out that they tried to meet up with a child, or they interacted with CP, if they, the moment they cross that point of no return, like, all sympathy off the table.
Some people are going to get it, and some people are not. Some people are going to look for reasons to hate when...
I mean, like, this is a very frowned upon topic for a good reason. I don't like how comfortable she is talking about this. That's what's really getting me more than anything, is the fact that she really put her phone down, and she felt so comfortable sharing into the world, and smiling about it as well, that she has some level of attraction to kids. That to me is what's getting me more than anything.
That's not really necessary. But that's just what people do. And it depends on what part of their journey they're at, I suppose. It depends on what they've personally gone through and what wounds they haven't healed yet. And
see, this part she's not smiling at, but the other parts, the attraction to children, is what she's smiling at.
I know that other people's response to things isn't about me. It's about them and what they're going through. So I'm gonna...
Are you saying that, like, every one of your audience is pedophiles because they're going through something similar? What? I don't understand that.
And try not to let, like, fear of being misunderstood by random people that I don't even know.
I think you just should not have made this video, honestly. If you want my honest take, I think if you're a non-offending pedophile, you need to deal with that shit offline. Don't broadcast it into the world. Like, again, I am all for paths to recovery if you haven't crossed that point of no return, but let's not normalize whatever the fuck this is. Like, let's not normalize going on TikTok and filming yourself, broadcasting it to the world, because this is a little too accepting for my taste.
Stop me from being honest and telling my story. So, here goes, I guess. So, controversial topic. Pedophiles.
I don't know what that notification noise was. Pedophiles, yes.
So, when you hear that word, if your mind automatically jumps to sex offender, child sex offender, that is not the same thing.
I mean, I guess, like, technically there are pedophiles that are non-offending, but I don't think we need to spend so much time differentiating the two, because pedophiles universally are bad people. Like, most of the time they are offending. Like, yes, are there non-offending ones out there? Probably. Like, I don't want to spend so much time differentiating the two, because universally pedophilia is recognized as a bad and unnatural and inhuman thing.
Okay, and let me just explain what I mean by that.
I understand what you mean perfectly. I just don't think you should be spending time, like, deriving too much nuance on this topic, because you add... The problem is that you add some level of acceptability to what you're doing, and I don't really like that.
Technically, if you get down to it, we're talking about the meaning of words here.
So, semantics.
And the definition of a pedophile is someone who has an attraction to children, but and I suppose because there's not that much like clarification around the fact that there's different attraction. There's like love attraction, and then there's sexual attraction.
Both are bad if you're involving children. So the fact that you feel the need to separate these two in regards to talking about pedophilia is honestly concerning behavior. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, this is a very weird video so far. Like, you are the kind of person that is way too comfortable talking about these topics. If you haven't offended yet, then you haven't offended yet. But you said that this was something you were dealing with. And I just, like, I don't know. Like, it sounds to me like you feel like you're differentiating the two because you're trying to say that there's, like, a level of bad to some of the shit that you have felt in your past. Like, okay, I don't know. Like, obviously you can't help your attraction, but, like, did you do something or not? And if you didn't do something, don't broadcast it to the world. Deal with it offline with a therapist or a psychiatrist or something. Don't fucking broadcast it on TikTok.
So, I don't really know if it's just about sexual attraction or if it was about love attraction. Because, yeah. But the thing is that these people, these pedophiles, they can choose, obviously, whether or not they're going to act on the thoughts, desires, and stuff they have, right?
Right.
So, you're...
Did you do that?
A pedophile, whether you act on them or not, right?
Yes. And it's an unnatural thing. It's a very unnatural attraction. It is not normal to be attracted to kids. Like, we can recognize that.
So, that's not something that people can really control. If you're attracted to whoever you're attracted to, right? But, so, my story is about, I think I realized that the definition, I'm pretty sure, I think is just like an exclusive attraction to children. Which is not what's going on with me. That's not what's going on with me. I'm attracted to, well, I want to to sleep with some dude in his 60s. Like, age isn't a thing for me.
This woman is concerning. This woman's fucking concerning. I don't know what to tell you. The way she talks about it, the way she smiles at topics of pedophilia, and the way that she... I don't know. Maybe at, like, a young age, she felt like... I don't know. Maybe at some point at her young age, maybe she was, like, fucking dealing with some older dude that did it to her. I honestly wouldn't doubt that this is the pipeline. I wouldn't doubt that this is the kind of person that dealt with some kind of, like, pipeline or dealt with some level of trauma from, like, an older dude that tried to sleep with her, and maybe he was or wasn't successful, but the way that she deals with it is, like, talking about, perseverating on the semantics of what the difference is between a sex offender and a pedophile.
In either direction. But, in saying that, let me explain how I figured out all of this. Okay?
Okay.
Don't hate me yet. Finish the video.
I'm finishing the video, and I really am not enjoying what I'm hearing so far.
Okay? Fuck.
Why do you keep smiling at this topic? This is, like... listen, I don't normally go after people for, like, smiling too much, but, like, the fucking, like, smiling at a topic like this is just so uncomfortable.
Alright, so... when I was 17, I started doing this course. It was a childcare course. It was a childcare course. So I did that. I did all of the theory stuff. So it was super fucking easy.
What is the child care course? She sounds like she's from the UK, so maybe it's like a... I don't know.
All really easy. And then when it came time to do prac, yeah, I went to go do the prac.
Dude, you gotta turn your notification sound off. That's like fucking hurting my ears.
And, sorry, I gotta turn the notifications off next time. I can't be fucking else. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Oh, go fuck yourself for keeping them on. What is this fucking, child care course that she's talking about? So child care courses in the UK ranging from level 2 certifications to level 5 diplomas prepare learners for roles such as nursery assistants, nannies, and early year practitioners. So was this person thinking about becoming like a nanny or a nurse? Like, I don't know, given their takes on children, I don't know if this person would be fit enough to have said jobs. But, assuming I'm hearing that correctly, maybe they said something else entirely that I just don't fully understand. But that's the best interpretation I've got for the time being.
Yeah, when I went to prac, there was this boy in one of the classes that I was in. He was like 4 or 5 or something. But he kept saying that he loved me, and I got huge butterflies. I got huge butterflies when I saw him.
Dude. My brain short-circuited there. I didn't know what to say to that. I still don't know what to say to that. I don't think there's any commentary that I can provide to describe how absolutely fucking nasty what we just heard was. You're telling me that a 4 or a 5-year-old kept saying they loved you and then you got... But, like, the problem is that you're trying to perseverate on this topic to justify... It almost feels like this video is like a justification for your own issues.
And, I wasn't coping at all with the fact that I was having these feelings. It was fucking with my head so much. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What does this mean? What does this mean about me?
You could just not fucking tell anyone, for starters, other than, like, a trusted therapist or a psychologist or something. Like, I don't know why you feel so comfortable talking to TikTok about this. I really don't. Fucking Homelander could threaten to laser me at Guantanamo Bay or fucking kick me into the planet of Neptune and have me violently die on Neptune and threaten me, and he still would not get me to share this information.
What's gonna happen? Like, what do you mean? Yeah. So, because I was not coping with that, I kind of
Keep your kid away from this person. I'm just letting you know. But, like, based on everything that I've heard in this video so far, like, you need to absolutely keep your kid away from this person. This person... There is something that this person is not telling us. Like, this is information that they are way too comfortable sharing to the public. If this is the information they are comfortable sharing, just think what they are not sharing. There is absolutely something she is not telling us.
Stopped going to the daycare for the prac.
You should stay away from daycares probably indefinitely.
Needed some time. I needed to process what the fuck was happening in me. But that's the thing, on the last day that I was there, now, I ended up having a break for way too long, and they were like, you can't come back now. You missed it. Can't complete the course. And I'm like, okay, I accept this. That is fine, I suppose. But
so you completed the course is what I'm hearing?
The last day that I was there, I came in to work. So...
Work. Why'd you put that in quotes?
Excited to see him.
The fuck is she's talking about the 4 or 5-year-old boy that she was excited to see.
But that day, he called me a poopy head, and I cried so hard.
Do I have to sit and listen to this entire fucking video? Do I have to listen to this? What the fuck am I listening to? I'm literally listening to a fucking pedophile talk about their, like, fantasies live on TikTok. Just, like, being so willing to just talk about how they are just in love with a child. Like, actually, like, in love and, like, crushing over a child.
I was so devastated.
And you're about to tear up right now.
That he was calling me a poopy head. I was so sad. I was like, he doesn't like me anymore.
You're heartbroken over a child that doesn't potentially love or is attracted to you.
And,
this, you have to, I don't think she here's the thing, I don't think she understands that this is not natural behavior, and I don't think deep down this is computing. That's why she feels the need to perseverate on, like, small details that really, we shouldn't be perseverating over too hard. That's really what this is that she is trying to, like, perseverate on, like, oh, but difference between pedophile and sex offender, technically true. Do we need to perseverate over it? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Not to this degree.
It took me a few years after that before I realized that that was a child altar inside me. That was one of my child versions of
You were 17 years old, they were 4 or 5 years old.
myself.
I don't care about your inner I don't care about your inner child. You were 17 at the time.
I was having a crush on this boy.
Okay.
It wasn't like adult parts of me.
Well, you were 17, so technically you were still a minor, but if you actually look at the DSM definition of pedophilia, you know, the actual pedophile has to be 16 or older. The age gap has to be 5 or more years, and the person they're attracted to has to be 13 or under. If all of what you're telling us is true, you are definitionally a fucking pedophile, just to be clear. And it seems like that's, I mean, like, we kind of already knew that based on, like, the first impressions of this video. This is so uncomfortable to watch.
But there's still, like, this confusion because, like, my body was 17 at the time. So I'm like, does that mean that there's a 17-year-old in me who feels that way? Where technically a 17-year-old is still a kid, but no. But no.
Do you think 17s are, like, grown enough? Like, is that what you're communicating to us?
Right?
It seems like the kind of take that this person would have, given that they think that 4 or 5-year-olds are old enough to have an attraction to and that you're comfortable enough telling us everything. I mean, I get that, like, part of it is, like, you can't help it. I understand. I say understand. I really shouldn't understand it, to be honest. But I understand that the phenomena exists, that you can't help that attraction. But again, why do you have to tell us this information?
Yeah, so, it took me a few years to, like, forgive myself for even having those feelings. Because now I realize, oh, it was a part of me that was, like, the same age as him that felt that way. And that's not to say, that is not to say that I think that it's okay for me in an adult body to follow through with anything. Because that's not a thing. It's not a thing. So,
what's not a thing? You were thinking about basically being in love with a 4 or 5-year-old.
I mean, when I was a kid, I was obviously sexually abused by some.
Oh, yeah. Told you. Guys, I literally... Did I not call it earlier in the video that it's like the typical pipeline of like, oh, this person was sexually abused and now they're projecting all that sexual abuse in what they thought was okay. Seemingly, there's probably... I wouldn't doubt that there was probably some level of grooming that happened to this person, and now they are bordering continuing the cycle on a 4 or 5-year-old child. They haven't acted upon it, but they certainly feel comfortable telling us that they had huge feelings to them, and they were still crying and seemingly heartbroken that the 4 or 5-year-old was not in love with them.
I know my brother was doing stuff to me when I was 8, but...
Oh, wow, that makes it even worse. Yeah, guys, I literally called it earlier in the video. I told you.
But I was doing stuff with my female friends earlier than that, and I'm not sure where I learned it. And there's this stuff about the babysitter that could be a thing, but honestly,
oh my god, was this person like sexually abused in 3 different ways? That is pretty fucked up if that's true. If they were abused by one older man, their brother, and then a babysitter, so they went through like 3 forms of abuse. That actually, I didn't think the abuse was that bad. I thought it would have happened like once, and then they couldn't get through that trauma, and so they perpetuate the cycle of abuse. But like this person went through abuse in like in like 3 different ways. That would, in a weird way, that explains so much. That explains why this person feels so comfortable sharing this information online, despite the fact that they shouldn't be sharing this information online. I wouldn't doubt that they probably think that's like they probably don't realize how they come across to other people, because throughout their entire life they were led to believe that this is normal. I genuinely think that's what it is.
I'm being completely honest. There's been a whole lot of breadcrumbs about it being my dad.
Oh, the dad. That's what it was. Okay. I guess I quickly forgot about that part.
Was abusing me.
Sorry, that wasn't funny. I just, like, nervously chuckled there. That wasn't funny.
So, there's that. But, anyway, moving on. After the childcare course, I tried to do a teacher's aid course. I just wanted to, because like that part of me went away.
What part of you? The one that's attracted to kids? I feel like if you're doing a teacher's aid course, or you're intentionally taking jobs like nursery, if my assessment was correct on the quick Google search, if you're intentionally trying to do jobs to get closer to children, that's concern. I don't think this person should be... I'm going to be real with you. I don't think this person should take any job where they have to work with kids. They absolutely cannot be trusted with kids whatsoever. I certainly would not feel comfortable allowing my kid near this person.
And I was normal again.
And you keep laughing about it, which, listen, I nervously chuckled earlier, but, like, the amount of laughing on this topic that you have done is different. It's concerning, the way you laugh about it.
I was like...
I chuckled because I'm fucking nervous watching this video. This is I don't think I was mentally prepared for how dark this video was gonna be. Jesus fucking, I did it again there. Right there. There you go.
Okay.
Well, I guess Icon is a hypocrite. Spam the comments with it. Go ahead. I've been pissing off a lot of people lately, so what's one more time gonna hurt me? One more time.
Job. I need to study. I'm great at communicating with kids is because I become a kid a lot of the time.
I don't really care that you become a kid. You are not to be trusted around kids. It doesn't matter if you are great with communicating with kids. If anything, the fact that you communicate great with kids makes you even more of a threat to them, because that means you would be more susceptible to abusing that level of trust you could build with them. That makes it even worse. You realize that, right?
So that's where that comes from. I can see from a child's perspective because I have a child's perspective.
Oh my god, this person is a little bit insane.
A lot of the time.
This person's fucking crazy. Like, they needed, like, avenues to deal with the admittedly horrific shit that they dealt with previously in their life. Like, it definitely, there is, like, a massive amounts of trauma that they most definitely went through. But they needed ways to deal with that in, like, therapy or other places, and not whatever this is.
So I went to TAFE. I did the teacher's aid course.
You should not be doing anything teachers related. You should not be doing anything nursery related. You should not be doing anything that gets you closer to kids. You cannot be trusted around kids. I'm sorry. Like, that's just where we're at right now.
And they assigned me to kids around 5 or 6.
Okay.
So...
Is this your inner child talking? Because I don't really care about your inner child, but is that how you're describing it?
Again, all of the work is easy and it's fine, but then when I went to go do the prac,
I don't know what she means by the prac. Is this like a fucking UK term that I'm not familiar with?
I was there for a week or maybe a few days or something, and I didn't get any feelings for anyone. But the memory of that happening kept haunting me.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept being afraid that I would develop some feelings for someone. So I stopped going to that prac as well.
Good. Don't ever think about going back to these areas.
And I failed that course as well. Just because of fear that I would feel something. But then I'm like, I see all of this stuff in the news now about, like, childcare workers doing bad things, and I'm like, how could they do that? Like, when I thought that I was going into a line of work where I might even potentially, like, traumatize someone, I couldn't do it. How could people go into work knowing that they're going to like, I don't know. I don't really know, dude. Like, just talk to a therapist. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I don't think I've struggled to give commentary on this. I've tried my best, given, like, what I know, but just talk to a fucking therapist, please. Talk to a psychiatrist. Like, clearly, like, this person may not want to harm children, for all we know, but, like, the way they were talking about it and describing kids, it was so concerning earlier. I certainly wouldn't trust them to work around kids, that's for damn sure. So, yeah. So when I was a kid, obviously someone abused me.
Yeah, I figured.
And it made my life so fucking hard. Because it changed.
Yeah, and it's your job to not perpetuate that level of abuse, and seemingly you didn't act upon the feelings you got, although I don't really like that you felt so comfortable sharing those feelings out on TikTok of the attraction, and the fact that you were smiling at it was a little bit weird for sure.
The way that I say things, I assumed that all of my, like, fragmentation is because
the fragmentation from the trauma you received as a kid?
of trauma. I know that it's like an accumulation of trauma from multiple different lifetimes and from like genetics. I know that it's all of that as well, but I was always adamant that someone did something to me and made me the way that I am, and I struggle. I find life really fucking hard. You know, I mean, not when I'm following God and the universe and the guidance and the intuitive hits and all of the puzzle pieces and breadcrumbs. Like, life is so fun and exciting when you do that, and it takes you places that you didn't expect, and then you meet people that give you energy that you didn't expect, and you get information,
and one of those people happened to be a child, it seems.
It's all fucking amazing, but I didn't expect that my path would lead me to ascension. I expected that my path would just be struggle the entire time, so I did not want that for anyone else. And even now, knowing that it's like led me to the point of going through an ascension journey, that's not. See, I've learned some things about myself throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, we can tell that you have learned things about yourself, but putting it all in a TikTok video is certainly a choice of all time.
When I was younger, I tried to convince myself that if anything were to ever happen between me and someone underage, it would be because they approached me about it.
That's not... This is the problem with this video. That's not a justification for it whatsoever. Like, you're using... The problem with, like, you sharing this information online is you're almost trying to rationalize and justify the weird phenomenons that you're going through. And, like, obviously you seem very upset that you get these feelings to some extent, but also it is your job to not act upon them either. You said it yourself earlier. And so, like, the weird shit that you're getting is a result of what you went through. And, you know, there's a time and a place to talk about everything, and I don't think you should have ever made a video on this, truthfully. I really don't think it was appropriate for you to make a video. And I don't think it's great that we really shouldn't normalize this either. Again, this is a little too accepting of what the subject matter is.
And they were very adamant about it, and they seem to know exactly what they want, right?
That's not a justification to sleep with a child.
I don't see things that way anymore.
Okay, I'm glad you don't anymore, but the fact that you saw it that way at all is... Well, yeah, that's it. It would have perpetuated the level of abuse had you not been in the right, an even worse mindset.
Because my son has been really creepy with me lately.
I'm sorry, this person has a kid? That might be like the biggest fucking plot twist I've ever heard of my entire life.
And I've felt uncomfortable, and I've had to be like, no.
I didn't even know that this person had a kid, I gotta be honest with you.
No, this is not a thing. Like, he's 4 now, so, but, like, for instance,
So he's 4 years old now.
Sometimes, like he tries to watch me get dressed or whatever. If he catches me, he will mention my boobs. Yesterday.
Yeah, the problem is that he's 4 years old. Here's the thing, right? Could that be a sign that could manifest later in life as a problem? Absolutely. The problem is, he's 4 years old. As it stands right now, if you're talking about this from a psychology perspective, this would be a behavioral problem. This is not something you should fault your son for. You know, it is the parent's job to make sure that the kid doesn't turn out that way, and you need to educate them on why that is not appropriate. I don't know if you are particularly going to do a good job at that, though, given how much you have shared with us.
He walked up to me, and he just, like, reached up and was about to just fucking double grope me. And I was like, No, I have group
Yeah, I mean, again, he's 4 years old. He doesn't fucking understand what right and wrong is. He's fucking 4.
trauma with my grandfather.
Oh my god, wait, so you're telling me that a stranger, a father, a grandfather, and brother abused this? Like, on one hand, I do feel bad. Like, this person got abused in, like, so many fucking different ways. It's fucked up. But on another hand, it's like, they're, like, teetering on keeping the cycle of abuse continuing by, like, being so comfortable sharing this. It's so uncomfortable to listen to this. Like, on one hand, like, that the trauma they went through sucks, but, you know, there is a conversation to have about, you know, keeping this cycle of trauma going. Like, I've known people who were abused as children, sexually, physically, you name it, like, mentally, and they don't turn out to be fucking weird about it. You know what I mean? They don't turn out to keep the cycle of abuse continuing.
And, we, like, I feel like I'm being traumatized by my son trying to lift up my shirt, and
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there's probably some level of trauma. I wouldn't doubt it. There probably is some level of trauma response. It is still not really the fault of the son because, again, the son is 4 at this time. The son doesn't understand that that is bad behavior. He is 4 years old.
And that's right. He fucking just crawled up on my bed when I was trying to relax. And he groped the same dude that my granddad groped. And
I feel like the problem is that, like, again, like, I'm sure that you feel this way, but, like, you're assigning... It almost feels like the energy I get from this is that, my son was, like, groping me, and therefore he's, like, on the same level as the rest of the people that traumatized me in my life, and that's just, like, not really true because he's 4 years old, and it's, again, the parent's job to make sure that he doesn't turn out to be a bad person.
it was creepy, and it felt like he was being possessed.
That's just not really a thing, but okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? And there was one time where he was trying to, like, but it was the same day, it was the same time, it was within the same time frame, and he tried to he was, like, giving me raspberries on my belly and stuff.
Okay, that sounds non-sexual. He's 4 years old. If he's giving you raspberries on your belly, like, you're trying to insinuate that this is, like, some level of, like, sexual intention. This is again, there are so many problems with this fucking video. Like, there are moments where it makes, like, some of her story makes sense. I haven't really heard any lies. There might be some lies by omission that I might have missed. But, like, I haven't heard any, like, outright lies. Like, it does seem like this person is very comfortable just sharing, like, all this fucking information out to the world. But, like, again, like, the insinuation is that, like, the son was, like, possessed, or that they're, like, a horrific person, or that they're gonna turn into a horrific person. Not necessarily, if you actually teach them properly. Like, it's, like, again, the intention cannot be with sexual intention because the son does not recognize it at that age. It is almost impossible for kids at the age of 4 to recognize something with sexual intent. It's, like, almost it is impossible. Like, I don't think there's ever a single situation I've heard of where that is, like, the case, except if an adult is, like, abusing the shit out of them. There's, like, I can't think of any scenario whatsoever.
Like, when he did it, his energy was shifting, and he didn't feel like him anymore, and he felt like someone was controlling him, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And then he, I think, it's like he, like, started to go lower, and I was like, no, like, what are you doing? And then he, like, crawled up and groped me, and then I freaked out a little bit, and I was like, I don't want, like,
Are we sure that this is happening in the way that she's retelling it? Because, like, I feel like maybe there's, like, how do we not know it's not, like, a child that's just, like, crawling and, like, doing regular things that babies do, and, like, they don't realize that they're, like, pushing a boundary, and maybe they just so happen to land on, like, private spots. And, like, maybe you get some level of trauma response to it because of everything you've been through, probably. But, like, how do we not know that, like, that's what it is? Where, like, a child is just, like, pit-patting its mother, and it just so happens to, like, grab, or, I guess, like, touch certain parts that they shouldn't be touching.
You're doing it. And I realized that I was wrong the whole time. Even if a child would try
So I guess my assessment that I just made was correct.
something with me, I wouldn't feel comfortable with it, and I would stop it and push it away. And I was like, what the fuck? But you know the creepiest part about that time? Right after that, he crawled up to me and he whispered in my ear, "I'm your sister." And my sister has been...
Sounds like your son's being just a little bit silly. I don't know.
Getting all of these messages saying that my sister's been using all of these, like, all this dark magic or something, and trying to twist everything against me and doing these rituals and stuff.
That's, like, not even a real thing. Like, again, this is not the time to be talking about some voodoo tarot shit or whatever. Like, this is just not the time to be talking about any, like, dark magic here.
And trying to, like, put cursed items and stuff in with all of my belongings because it was at the house that she was in. Like, all of this random crazy shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And the fact that I thought that, I felt like he was being controlled, and then he whispered, "I'm your sister," to me. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what the actual fuck? Okay, what the actual fuck? Yep. So that's that. So... That's the opposite kind of child sexual abuse. Now I feel traumatized.
You probably re-traumatized yourself just by talking about it and uploading it on TikTok. I can't imagine the amount of comments you received that are going to inflict even more trauma on you. Why did you think this was a good idea?
But that means that my sister is trying to fucking manipulate things spiritually.
Great. So the attraction that I had for children my entire life, my son grabbing me in places, it's now it's no longer my fault. It is now the sister's fault. Because she is inflicting dark magic upon my kid to fucking... Like, what the fuck is this video?
I don't know, to turn me into what she's telling everyone that I already am. I don't know. It's gross, and I don't like it. So, yeah. Living with the knowledge that, I feel that attraction that I sometimes just can't control, and it fucks with my head, knowing
You don't have to share that information here.
that I can't act on it, and apparently I don't want to. I definitely know I don't want to with my own children. That's the thing. Because I've been traumatized by the mere notion of it.
The mere notion of it, but if you weren't traumatized by it, I guess technically if you weren't traumatized by it, you wouldn't have these sorts of attractions to begin with. I guess the bigger question I had is if you still had these attractions and you didn't, and hypothetically you weren't traumatized by it, would you do it then? Because it's like, I don't know, dude.
It's really hard to know that that's just what happens in your brain naturally, and people hate you for it, and you can't help it, and you don't even like it, and you know.
I mean, you can partly control that by just not fucking talking about it and being so open about it. The problem is that you feel so fucking comfortable talking about it and being open about it. It's fucking crazy.
I just hate all the calls to violence against pedophiles when we don't.
I'm sorry, I don't sympathize with this perspective. If you are a offending pedophile and you have attempted to engage with children sexually, I don't care. I'm not really going to feel sorry if people are making calls to violence to pedophiles that are offending children. You, based on what I've heard, haven't seem to offend anybody, though I really am not holding my tongue or at all, because, you know, with how much you've been comfortable sharing in this video, who fucking knows what else you were sharing elsewhere. I don't know, dude. You needed to just not talk about this, like, at all. Especially now, with, like, tons of people being aware of it, and this seemingly have been blown up, but apparently this TikTok was deleted or taken down for one reason or another.
All fucking do shit, then again.
Okay, so the people that call out pedophiles and that say that pedophiles are people that try to harm children deserve consequences are douchebags, is your narrative now. See, you teeter on this line of nuance and then, like, weirdly justifying and defending your attraction. And that's what I really hate about this video.
If it's exclusive attraction, then that's not it. You know what I mean? So, I get triggered when people talk about, like, hunting down all the fucking pedos and killing them and stuff, and I'm like...
Well, they're mainly talking about the ones that try to harm children. Seemingly you haven't, but again, who knows?
Do you know how much these people struggle within their own minds? With themselves? Do you know how much they would...
I highly doubt the ones that try to meet up with children are even struggling at all. They don't... A lot of them don't even question what their attraction is wrong. To be honest with you, I highly doubt that any of these people that try to meet up with children to have sex with them are thinking that. Because all they're thinking about is sex. That's all they're thinking about. You seem to have a bit more of a struggle with it, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't trust you around other kids, truthfully, with how comfortable you are talking about this.
Do you know how much shame there would be? Do you know how much they would have to hide about themselves from everyone?
It is a very shameful thing to admit that you have an attraction to kids. That is a very shameful thing inherently. Again, I'm open to the conversation of rehabilitating them in a way if they haven't acted upon it. But if you act upon it, that's it. That's the point of no return. Like, that's it.
Just to feel accepted. Do you know, like, it's not a path that you choose. And it's not an easy one either, so it kind of, like, breaks my heart. No.
Yeah, but the problem is that you're trying to say that we should feel bad for pedophiles that try to have sex with children, and I don't really care to do that, to be honest with you. I'm not really open to the ones that try to harm children.
I mean that there are other people out there, similar to me, that can't control that feeling but can control their actions, but they're still hated even though they have top tier self-control.
You should not have made this video. You should have kept this offline. To find a therapist or a psychiatrist to deal with this if you have not offended. And if you have offended, kindly go fuck yourself, please. But, yeah, that was certainly a fucking segment and a half. Holy shit, dude.